ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 16, verse number 19. So we read that Krishna, he has jumped into the Kaliya lake, and when he did that, then the snake got very upset because it was his territory and some young boy has trespassed it, so he did not appreciate that. Therefore he came running to punish, and then he started biting him. So Krishna did not do anything. So then the snake caught him in his coil, and then in the meantime the Vrajvasis, they were seeing bad omens, so they came tracing his footprints. So now this is being described how they saw it. So how Brajbasis saw, first we saw how the general people saw him.
I have a question, Babaji.
Yeah.
Here we have two scenarios. One is Brajbasis get distressed, seeing the situation, and Balram is smiling. And then in Arjuna's case is also Arjuna is somewhat distressed, and Krishna is smiling, seeing his position. So how do you really compare them?
No, that's different.
Because in Krishna it's Russian Eva. So is this the same? Psychologically it looks like it's much more different in that sense.
No, it's different. It's not same. Here he was smiling so that these people do not become too much distressed, Brajvasis. And there Krishna was smiling because he was seeing at the basically foolishness of Arjuna. That he was confused, but he was speaking like he knows. That's called confused confident. So that's why he was smiling. That he is speaking.
So externally both the situation looks similar, but the purpose is basically different.
Yeah. Anything else? Okay. So anyone else wants to ask or say something? So antar hraday bhujag bhoga paritamarat krishnam nirihamupalabhya jalashayante gopanscha murdhishnan paritah pashuncha sankrandata paramakasmalamapurartha. Did we read this? No. So Brajvasis, they came there, as we read, that they traced the footprints because Krishna has special footmarks. So what they saw is that Bhujabhoga Paritam Krishnam Antarhrade Arat Niriham Uplabhya Jalashayante. So what they saw is that they saw from a distance. This word Arat is actually quite interesting. It has opposite meaning. It also means nearby, it also means far, both ways. Just like in Hindi the word kal is used for yesterday and also tomorrow. So Arat is like that. So here Bhujbhogam Paritam Arat Uplabhya. They say that they saw him from distance, and what they saw him, that he was inside the lake and he was caught in the coils of the snake, Bhujbhoga Paritam, and he was niriha, means he was not making any effort. So iha means chesta, so means he appeared like he was helpless. That's how it appeared, because if he was doing something means he is struggling, he is trying to get, but they saw him that he was just completely fixed, not moving. So they thought that he is absolutely helpless. The snake has caught him so tightly, he cannot do anything. So Jalashayante Gopanscha Murdhishnan Paritah Pasunscha. And then they also saw that the cowherd people who were working nearby, also the boys, they were all there, all around, and they were Murdhishnan. They were completely bewildered, not to know what to do. And also the animals, the cows, everybody was just Sankrandataha Paramakasmalam Apurartha. So they were crying. The animals were also crying. So seeing all this, these people who were full of distress, they became also absolutely dumbfounded. Paramakasmalam Apu Artha. So they did not know what to do because it was such a stunning scene. Samanyato Gopi Jananam Vaiklavyam Aha. So this sloka is describing the distress of cowherd men and women in general. ततश्च अंतर्हृदे हृद मध्ये भुजभोग परितम सर्प शरीर वेष्टितम. So they saw him that he was inside the lake and he was caught in the coils of the snake. So they asked, Bho balakaha vrittantam tavat kathayata. So they said, oh boys, tell what happened. Kim kalyeneva tirat krishno balad akrishya jale patita. Is it that Kaliya pulled Krishna inside the lake from the bank of the lake? That he was in the bank and he just caught him and got him inside? Kimva Krishna eva tirad avplutya jale patitaha. Or is it that Krishna himself jumped into the lake and then he caught him? Tatrapi swabuddhya anyasya kaschit adeshena va. And that also, if he had jumped inside, did he do it by his own will or somebody asked him to do it? What exactly happened? Ityadi prashne moodhadhiya murchitah buddhin vaktum kimapi cheshtutam cha samarthan gopan vikshya parama kasmalam tan murchatah sakashad apiyati murcham. So when they were asking this type of questions, then the boys, they did not say anything. They did not reply anything. Why? Because they were moodadhishna, they were totally bewildered. So they did not, in fact they did not even move. Kimapi cheshtitum cha samartham. They were so stunned themselves that they could neither speak nor move. So by this, seeing this, now the cowherd people, men, women, they all themselves became stunned, stupefied, more than the boys. So sakashadapi ati murcham up. So gopya anurakta manaso bhagavati anante tatsaurhida smita viloka girha smarantya ग्रस्ते हिना प्रियतमे भृश दुःख तप्तः शून्यं प्रिय व्यतिहृतं ददृशु स्त्रिलोकम्. So now it describes specifically the gopis who loved Krishna, the young gopis. So it says Gopya, which type of gopis? Anurakta manasa, who were in love with Krishna. So Bhagavati Anante, Krishna who is Bhagavan, who is unlimited. Tat Sohrida Smita Viloka Girasmarante. So they were remembering his friendship, his smile, his looks, how he looked at them, his speech or talk with them. All this they were remembering. Graste hina priyatame vrisha dukkha tapta. And they saw that their most dear Priyatama, Krishna, was caught by the snake, and therefore they were terribly painful. They were in great pain to see all this. Sunyam priyavati hritam dadrishu strilokam. So when they saw this and they saw that their dear Krishna was in this situation, they saw that all the three worlds appeared like completely empty to them, void. The philosophy of Buddha. Buddha said, Sarvam Sunyam Sunyam. He must be in great trance or pain like this. Because now gopis are also saying that Triloka is Sunyam. There is nothing in the three worlds. Because if you love somebody and that person leaves, then you feel empty. You cannot see, although everybody is around you, but that does not give you any satisfaction. You don't feel any interest in it. So that was the situation with the gopis, because they had so much love for Krishna. And now right in front of their eyes they see as if he is in the mouth of death. and they are unable to do anything. So you may have seen that once some person dies, then people remember his good qualities, good activities. Sometimes they have meeting about that and people come and speak. It's here in Vrindavan, it's called Shok Sabha, or meeting of condolence in memory. So the gopis also, they were remembering all the beauty and words, smile of Krishna. So it was very painful for them. Tatra anuragavati nam vaikalyavyam aha. So the distress of the gopis who loved Krishna is being described in this verse. Bhagavati param sundare. So word Bhagavan here means who is most beautiful, because Bhaga also has beauty in it. Ananta gune, and he has unlimited qualities. Tasya swahridam savishakam prema. So they were remembering his love towards them. And smitam vilokam, and also his smile and glances. Rahasi kritam giram saurat vartam cha smarante. They were also remembering his words, especially the words they had spoken, the love talk they had spoken confidentially. So all that they were remembering. So trilokam priyena vyatikritam virahitam. They saw that the three worlds, they are devoid of their beloved. And tadvirhad virha davagni bhasmi bhutatvat shunyam. So it was as if the fire of separation from Krishna has burnt the three worlds. Means nothing substantial exists. Just like if some building is on fire, then things get burnt, although maybe some things are still there, but they are valueless. So like that, the whole world appeared like that to them, that it has no substance, no worth in it. Vyatihritam iti पाठे प्रियणैव विशेषेण अतिशयेन च हृतं स्वदशान्तः पाति ति कृतं ददृशम्. Or there are two different readings, Vyatikritam and Vyatihritam. So Vyatihritam means as if Krishna himself has pulled away everything. Means just as he is in the state of distress, everything is in the same state. And thus everything appeared empty to them. Ta Krishna mataram apatyam anupravishtam tulyavatha samunugrahiya shucha sravantya tasta vraj priya katha kathayante asan Krishnana nirpit drisho mritaka pratika. So now it is describing the gopis who had motherly affection for Krishna, who were of same age like Yashoda, Krishna's mother. So he says, Ta Krishna mataram apatyam anupravishta tulya vyatha samanugrahiya sucha shravante. So these gopis, they saw Yashoda, Krishna Matara, who was apatyam anupravishta, who was completely fixated on her son, because she was just standing there as if she has lost her life, completely fixed, anupravishta. And tulya vyatha samunugrahiya, they also themselves felt the pain like Yashoda. So they went near to her and gave her support and they were all crying. Suchaha Shravantya. Like a river of tears was coming out from their eyes. Tasta Vraj Priya Katha Kathayante Asan Krishnananerpid Drisho Mritaka Pratika. And they were all speaking about the various activities which Krishna has performed. And in this way, while speaking, they were obviously focused on the face of Krishna, completely looking at him, and they appeared as if they are dead bodies themselves. They had no life in them. Tatra Vatsalyavati Nam Vaiklavya Maha. So this sloka is describing the distress of the gopis who have Vatsalya Bhav for Krishna. Tah Prasiddha Purandhraya Apatyam Anulakshikritya. So the gopis of Braja, they saw Krishna Anulakshikritya Prataptam Santap Jarjaram. So they saw Yashoda, who was like completely burned out of the fire of separation. Like there was absolutely nothing left in her. Pravishtam iti pathe apatye eva linatam prapta murstam iti yavat. So there is a different reading, anupravishta and also pratapta. If the reading is pravishta, that means she was completely dissolved into her son, which means that she has lost external awareness. Krishna matram yashodam samyag anugrahiya iti adhunapi asya sharire prana prayo vartante. So they went near Yashoda and they held her, and then they realized that she is not dead yet, she is still alive. Tadidam nopakshaniyam, therefore we should not neglect her. We should somehow try to make sure that she does not die. Tad bhujabhyam anke kritya. So they held her by the arms and put in their laps. Śrīmad-Bhāgavata salilena ashru lala klinam mukham muhurmuhu prakshalya. And because there were tears flowing from Yashoda's eyes and the saliva was coming out from the mouth, so with the cool water they were trying to wipe her tears and the face. Vrajpriyasya Krishnasya kathastasta uchchahi kathyanti. So they were loudly speaking about the stories of Krishna. So just like you see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu used to fall unconscious or go into the internal mood, then devotees will do loud kirtan to bring him out from the inner state. So they also were reciting stories of Krishna loudly, tat chetana prapnartham iti bhava, so that she can be revived to external consciousness. Ta kidrishyaha, and however the gopis themselves, he says Shuchaha Sokasya Shravantyo Nadyaha, that they were as if the rivers of grief, because so much tears were flowing from them. Shravanti Nimnaga Apagaha iti Amar. So the word Shravanti comes from Shru Shravana Dhatu, which means flowing, but here it means like a river, according to Amar Kos. Svatarangena anyanapi plavyante iti bhava. So what is the significance that they were like the rivers of grief? So it's just like by their own waves of grief, they were drowning others also in the grief. Ante tu mritakasya iva pratikaha avyava yasamta. And finally, their state is described as if they were completely like dead. No life was remaining in them. Krishna pranan nirvishato nandadin vikshatam hradam pratyashedhat sa bhagwan rama krishna anubhavavit. So nandadin Krishna pranan hradam tam nirvisata. So now it describes that Nanda etc., whose very life is Krishna. So they wanted to enter into the lake. They were running to go there. So all these gopis, they were completely mortified, stunned, stupefied. But they, Nanda etc., they wanted to go inside the lake. So Balram, he stopped them. Bhagavan Rama pratyasheda. Why did he do that? He says Krishna anubhavavit, because he was aware of Krishna's prowess. He knew that this snake cannot do anything to him. Therefore he stopped them. He says that there is no need to go there. So pratyashedhat iti, he stopped them. What did he say? Bho aryapadaha anena sarva durgani yuyam anjah tarishyatha iti gargavachnadasya tve tadris durgotranam kim chitram iti vicharya vivekam bhasta. So he said that, O honorable ones, please remember the words of Gargacharya. And what did he say? Anena sarva durgani yuyam anjas tarishyate. That with the help of this boy Krishna, you will cross over all difficulties. There will be no problem for you. Any difficulty you will face, he will solve that. So have you forgotten that? You must remember Gargavachnadasyatve Tadris Durgotranam Kim Chitram. So he says, therefore, what is this small snake? He has already killed a big snake. Which is bigger, Aghasura or Kaliya? Aghasura, right? He was described like a mountain. This snake is only inside a lake. Right? His mouth was like a big cave. So if he could kill him, then what is this? So don't worry. So iti vicharya vivekam bhasta. He says, think like this and keep your mind cool. Have some viveka. Don't be in a hurry to jump inside. Yasmasu hradam pravisteshu pasyat swasti agatasya asya madanujasya lalana palanadikam kai kartavyam. If you go inside the lake, you will all die because it's very poisonous. Then when my brother, he will come out safely. So who will take care of him? You want to leave that to me? Don't do that. I want to play with him, not that I have to now make chapatis for him. Yeah, who is going to feed him? He says, Lalan Palanadikam Kai Kartavya. Who is going to do that? So please don't do that. Stay here only. Gopayasva samahita iti Garg Maharshi nirdesha langhne pravritta katham. So he also said that you should take care of him carefully. Samahita gopayasva. Gopayasva means gopu rakshana. Dhatu. Aya gop. So please do not go inside. Remember this. Don't try to transgress the order of Gargacharya, Garga Maharshi Nirdesa Langane Pravritta Katham. How come you have forgotten his instruction and trying to act against it? Sthaityadi Vakyair Ityartha. So therefore, stay here and don't go inside. So this is how he was prohibiting them. All this explanation is for the word pratyashedhat, that he stopped them. So he did not stop them just by putting his arms in front of them, but he convinced them that do not do that. So Bhagavan iti tatra samarthyam. So Bhagavan, the word Bhagavan has been used here for Balram to indicate his power, his capacity to convince them, not let them enter inside. And also he knows Krishna's power. Bolo. Kya?
Swasti agata Shishmasu Redam Pravisteshu Paschat Swasti agata. So this refers to
Krishna.
Krishna when he comes. Suppose if
He will come, not suppose, he says he will come, he is sure.
Okay. And
No suppose.
And what is this word? Katham sthet. Katham stha ityadi. Pravritta.
No, katham is before that. Pravritta katham. How is that you are langhane pravritta?
Okay.
How is that you are engaged in transgressing the words of Maharshi Garga?
Then what is the next word? Stha iti.
Means stay here. Pattu patsam pathantu.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Stha. Stay. Don't go. Don't enter the lake. Itham sagokulam ananya gatim niriksha sastri kumaramati dukkhitam atmaheto आज्ञाय मर्थ पदवीं अनुवर्तमाना स्थित्वा मुहूर्तमुदितिष्ठद औरंगबंधात. So now Krishna said, okay, enough. He is torturing Brajvasis more than the snake. So he says, Itham sa gokulam ananya gatim niriksha. So he says that he saw the Gokula, of whose he is the Ananya Gati, means he is the only support, shelter, destination. So, Sastrik Kumara Mati Dukkha Dukkhitam. He saw that they were all very unhappy, suffering, tormented. They were having a traumatic experience along with their wife, children, everybody. So Atmaheto, because of him, so he understood. So Agyaya Marta Padvim Anuvartamane. So then following the behavior of a mortal being, means for some time, like I'm caught in the snake, there is nothing I can do. So he did that, and then muhurtam uditishtad uranga bandhat. So after one muhurta is 48 minutes. So he had a watch. So he timed and he said, okay, one muhurta is over, because here in Shastra everything is muhurta. So as soon as 48 minutes were over, then he came out from the clutches of the snake. Uranga bandhat udatishtat. So he just slipped out. So 48 minutes was good enough.
The word for snake is urag or urang? Ura means chest, to move on chest.
This urang is urag only. He will comment here, just wait. So ananya gatimiti punstvam arsam. So ananya gatim is in Pullinga, it should be actually in Napunshaklinga because it is adjective of Gokula. So Agyaya samyak gyatva. Agya means knowing it well. Muhurtam ghatika dvayam. So Muhurta means ghatika dvaya. Ghatika is 24 minutes, 2 ghatika 48. Stabda eva sthitva. So he stood there still. And Kaliya was feeling happy. So he was giving happiness to Kaliya and suffering to his devotees. This is Krishna. Who can understand his mind? Right? He gave happiness to the enemy and trouble to his devotees. Now he shifts the gears. So then he said, Re Kaliya, Tvaya Vikram Sarvasvam Aham Darshita eva. So he said, Oh Kaliya, listen, my friend, I have seen your power now. That's all you have. Anything more, show me. I am not doing anything. You can play all your tricks. But now, 48 minutes is good enough to see. Right? So now I will show you my power. Get ready. So eva samprati gopa balakopi ayam vikram lavam darshyati. He says, you are big person, thousands of heads, so many people around you, your family, your big man. Now see little power of a cowherd boy. He says, I am not going to show you my full power. I will show you just a little fraction of my strength. Let's see if you can handle that. Then I will consider you as a hero. So therefore he says that Gopa Balako api ayam Vikram Lavam Darshayati. He is not saying that I am going to show you my strength. He says now this little boy is going to show you a little of his strength. Speaking in third person. Pashya, see now. Ityuktva uranga uraga. So uranga here means uraga. Tad bandhat udatishtat. So then he came out of the bondage or clutches of the snake. And now he is going to play with him for some time. Tat prathyamana vapusha vyathitatma bhoga tyaktvonnamaya kupita swapanan bhujanga tasthau swasan Swasanarandhra Vishambharisha Stabdhekshana Ulmukha Mukho Harimekshama. So what did Krishna do? He expanded his body and he kept on expanding it. So now if his body is expanding, then how can he keep holding him? If you tie something with a rope and the object starts increasing in size, then rope will break. So the rope of snake, right? Sometimes you see the rope as a snake, sometimes the snake is a rope. So here the snake was a rope, right? This was opposite of Advaita Vedanta. So the snake body was acting like a rope. So now he increased. When Mother Yashoda was binding, he did not become big. He remained same size. It was described like that. Although she was not able to bind. But now he started increasing his size. Because there is one Yoga Siddhi, right? Anima, Mahima, Garima. So he started becoming Garima, big. So now Vyathita Atma Bhoga. So then snake's body started cracking. Right? If the rope is there and it starts increasing, then it will start snapping. So then he gave up the grip. So taktva, so therefore he gave up. He said, "I forget, this boy is too much." Unnamaya kupitaha safanan bhujanga. So then Krishna came out of the clutches of the snake, and then the snake is standing in front of him with his hoods up straight, and he's looking at him. Tasthau is sitting. Aramandalau. This is how you get tasthau.
उन्मत्य means अपने फनों को खड़ा करके.
Unnamaya. Nama means going down, ut means going up. संधि करो ut के साथ ना क्या. So Swasan, so he was taking long breath. Swasan, swa, sanarandhra, vishambarisha. So is Swasan or Swanasa? Should be Swanasa. No? Swasana. What is Swasana? What is Swasana? Yeah, but Randhra is okay. Randhra means the holes, but it should be Nasa, Nasika, Nasarandhra, Swasana, Swasana. Hmm?
It is Swasanam Babaji, I have another Bhāgavatam Tika, and later on he says Nasa Vivra.
But what is this word Swasan? Swasan is okay, that he was breathing, but I have not seen this word Swasan.
In the commentary, Maharaj, you mentioned Shwasana Randreshu, Nasa Vivreshu.
And that's alright, but what is this word Swasana I am trying to see? Randhra is Vivara is fine, but what is this Swasana?
श्वास जिनसे सांस आता है.
वो तो श्वा है, हिंदी थोड़ी है. Shwas.
The Apte says it's air or wind. Apte. The dictionary Apte says air or wind.
Okay. So this is
Also breathe. Breath, I mean.
The air. Yeah, it means air, because Swasan is already there. Tasthau Shwasan. See before that. There is Shwasan and Swasan. Yes. I have not come across this word. Okay, so he was standing there, breathing heavily, and this breath was full of poison. And Ambarisha, you know, Ambarisha means oven. So it was like the hot air, just like your breath is hot when it comes out, and if you are angry, more hot. And if it is full of poison, then it's very hot. So that's Swasana Randhra Visha Ambarisha Stabdha Kshanol Mukha Mukha. And he was standing there just gazing at him, Ikshana, his eyes fixed at Krishna, Ulmukha Mukha, and his face was fiery. Harimikshamana. In this way he was gazing or staring at Krishna. That's how the snake appeared. So utthana prakaram eva darshayan kalyasya glanimaha taditi. So in this verse, by describing the process how Krishna got out from the grip of Kaliya snake, it also describes the despondency of Kaliya snake. So tena krishnena pratyamanam veshtan samayagat sankochanam parityajya vistaryamanam yadvapu. So Krishna started expanding his body, means the body which was at the time when he was caught by the snake, that time he made it little less small, and now he expanded it. So yadvapur bhuja janghadikam tena vyathita trutyaniva pridita. So when he expanded his arms and his thighs, etc., he was not actually making his body bigger in size. He was only just pulling his arms and thighs outside, and this was enough for the snake. So then his body started breaking. Pidita atmano bhogo yasyasa vestanam unmuchya tam tyaktva swafanan unnamya swasan kevalam ikshamaneva tastho. So then he released Krishna from his grip, and then he raised his hoods, and while breathing heavily stood there gazing at him. Kidrisha swasana randhreshu nasa vivresu visham yasyase. Now in commentary he has swasan here, not swasan, unless it is a printing mistake. So in his nostrils there was poison. Tatha ambarisham jolada visha bharjan patram bhanda iti khatam. And this nostrils, they appeared like two ovens, because the hot air, if an oven is there, then hot air comes out from that. So hot air was coming out from that, tadvat. Praptani stabdhani ikshnani yasya. And the eyes were completely fixated. He was not looking here and there, completely focused on this. He also went into a state of samadhi. Anyone who comes to Krishna goes into samadhi. Right? The snake is also becoming stabdha, like the cowherd people. There it was described that they were fixed at him. Now the snake is also fixed at him. Tatha ulmukani nissaranti mukhebhyo yasya sa cha sa cha sa cha. So from his mouth, as if the meteors were coming out, fire, because he was also throwing his tongue outside, and as if the fire comes out from the mouth, appeared like that. Tam jivaya dvishakhaya parilelihanam dvesrikvani yati karala vishagni drishtim kridam mamu parisasara yatha khagendra babhram sopiyav saram prasamikshamanaha. So the snake, what he was doing was that he was throwing out his tongue outside, which has two parts in it. Dvishakya, we already described the story for that, and as if he was trying to lick him, and then he was also licking the side of his mouth. Dveshrikvani yati karala vishagni drishtim, and his eyes looked very fiery, poisonous and dangerous. So karal is also, fire is also supposed to have 7 tongues. One of them is karal. So kridanamum parisasara. So now Krishna is playing with him. What he was doing is that when the snake is in front of him, so he started moving around him. So the snake is also moving around him. See, he is going behind the snake, then snake turns, then he turns, then he turns. So now he is making the snake go go in circles. So Krida Mamum Parishashara Yatha Khagendra. So Krishna was trying to do parikrama of the snake. And this is what parikrama means. Going around. So he was doing that. Babhrama Sopi Avasaram. So a snake was also going around. Why was snake going around? He was looking for a chance to bite him. That when I get a chance, I bite him. Now he was also thinking, this guy is not simple. He got out of my grip. So I have to be careful with him. So api avasaram prasamikshamana. He was looking for an opportunity. So he was, see, his deep meditation, it's good fortune. How deeply he was meditating on Krishna. Although for the wrong reason. But at least he was meditating. That's why the Asuras are fortunate. So dvesviye shrikvanyau punar lihantam. So again and again he was licking the side of his mouth with his tongue. Tamamum pariparitaha sasara. And then Krishna started going around him. Tam bhrametum tasya sarvato babhrama. So trying to confuse the snake, he went around him. Sa kaliopi damsnasya avasaram samikshamana eva babhrama. So then Kaliya was also looking for an opportunity to bite him, so he also went around and around. So Krishna kartrik brahmana laghavad dansar avasaram na prapa iti triyak bhrami kheleyapi tam jigaya. So why is that he was not able to bite him? Because Krishna was so quick. He will move this way, that way, this way, that way. It was not just going in straight. First he will move to this side, then to that side, front, back side. So he was playing with the snake. And in this way he conquered the snake, because snake was not able to touch him. The snake wants to bite him. And snakes are very quick in doing that. But he could not catch him. So therefore he says, Triyag bhrami khelaya api tam jigaya ityartha. So therefore by moving in a crooked manner also, in this play, Krishna conquered over him. Jigaya. So this is, Krishna will now have some fun with the snake. He's trying to do he's trying to charm him like a snake charmer. You have seen Indian snake charmers? How they make the snake dance from side to side? That's what he was doing.
So he was moving above the hooves of the snake, or he was moving
No, in front of him.
in the water?
Then he will jump on his hoods tomorrow. Today he is just playing. Any other question?
So Babaji, was the snake trying to bite him when he was moving in front?
Yeah, he was trying to, but he didn't get the chance.
Okay.
Krishna knows how to play kabaddi, so he cannot catch it.
So this word Ambarisha, what's the derivation that leads to the meaning of Pavan?
Derivation? I have to see what is the dhatu. But that's what it means. You can see in the...
So Babaji, there are some popular stories about it, but Krishna was playing this game. And
which game?
the game. They were all boys were playing the game.
That is local story. Maybe it is in some other Purana. Yeah, maybe it is in some other Purana. Because Bhāgavatam does not give all the stories. It's possible that because these stories are also there in other Puranas like Vishnu Purana, Brahma Purana, Brahmanda Purana, Harivans Mahapurana.
Okay, thank you.
But sometimes when you write a play, then you make the story more interesting. So poets also have
Yeah.
that. So somebody has made like that.
Yeah, the song I sang this morning, that's what the Nrsimha Mehta made it, that Krishna jumps in the river, in the lake, and all the Nagpatni, they comes and say, why have you come there? So he says, well, I lost the game in Mathura, and my bet is I have to get the head of the snake. So then they were already giving him so much presents and gifts, and said, no, I don't want the gifts. I only want Kaliya. So they woke up the Kaliya, he comes and he fights, and then he subdues Kaliya. And that's where they are praying him to subdue the Kaliya.
Yeah, so this also poets have their creative power.
Maharaj, in this commentary, punar lihantam tam amum parita sasara. So this tam refers to Kaliya and amum refers to Krishna. Tam amum parita. वो इनके
तम का अर्थ कर रहे हैं अमूमन ये
अमुम तो इसमें शब्द है मूल श्लोक में क्रीडन अमुम परिससार यथा खगेंद्र.
so tamamum.
So amum refers to Krishna.
No, tam and amum both are referring to him only, to the snake.
यूजुअली जब अर्थ करते हैं तो जो मूल का शब्द है वो पहले लिखते हैं.
अरे वो दोनों को एक साथ कर दिया ना, अन्वय कर रहे हैं ना उसका. श्लोक में अन्वय भी तो करते हैं. तम अमुम. They are both in द्विवचन, द्वितीय भक्ति एक वचन. उसको दोनों को एक साथ लगा रहे हैं ना. तम अमुम परिले लिहानम.